I know you might think we're beating a dead horse with the Chicago story, but trust me, we're not. Nothing about this horse is remotely dead. I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you are searching for a car, you need to get to work, or you need to find a way to traverse the countryside of the United States, we have a way for you to get one. Bad credit? No problem. Bankruptcy? No problem. Divorce? No problem. All you need is a job. We have the exact way for you to do so. All you have to do is contact Auto Credit Express. Very easy to do. They'll reply to it within a couple of days. No questions asked. All you need to have is a job. Text new car to 88909. That's 88909 and text the words new car. Within a few minutes, they'll reply to you and you can get on your way to owning your very own car. All you need is a job. So, Chicago, again, it's not a dead horse. This is a conversation we need to have. Because if you do care about somebody, you're going to go until the ends of the earth for them to get the point, right? So we're going to do that. We are going to take the time to show you a couple of things that you may not have been putting into your gearbox in your brain as an option for what might be happening. Something crossed our minds. When people that you don't like say something, you listen to it. For some reason, as a human trait, we sometimes gravitate to listening to the negative things, or at least to the negative people in our life. But when people who we like say something that is even adverse to our living, we somehow ignore it. Case in point, Chicago mayor. Now, when you tell me that you are marginalized, okay, now I don't believe you are, but let's go with what you say. You are marginalized. And you elect someone who has already been in your shoes. That's what they say. He's from our area. He was marginalized. All that I had bills to pay and blah, blah, blah. When he gets up in front of you and tells you your plight is inconsequential compared to the migrant crisis, what is that actually saying to you? And hear me out. If you really do believe that you are marginalized, why would you listen to someone who was also marginalized tell you that your marginalization is inconsequential? Now, what does that mean? Normally, if you're marginalized or you're put down or oppressed, the room for hope is very limited. Okay, I will give you that somehow looking forward to anything is not something you want to do because you don't see the point. So you resort to things that are self-destructive, that are against your actual benefit, and you start doing some crazy, stupid stuff. So what happens when someone compounds that feeling? You act out even more. And what you're going to target is the object that that person has put ahead of you. You want an example? There's already issues. There was a woman and her child, an immigrant escaping, Venezuelan, by the way, who was shot in front of a police station. Shot, just like that. Now, you might think, well, that happens every day in Chicago. Well, let's assume it doesn't happen to illegal immigrants all the time in Chicago. What is that shooting telling you? Now, if you are a deductive logic person, you would look at it and think, they kind of mad that they're bringing these people in and they're going to start retaliating against them in the only way they know how. Wipe them out. So what happens when the people that are coming into the country have the same mindset as those people? It's a powder keg. You kill one, they kill one. You kill two, they kill two. The mainstream media is not going to tell you, however, when the immigrant retaliates. They're only going to tell you when an immigrant dies because they care more about the illegal immigrant. That's already been proven. Just look no further than your mayor. Now, you have the situation here. Woman gets shot in front of the police station. And then in retaliation, a group of illegal immigrants beat up a local black man. Again, media won't tell you about this, but it's going to get worse. All it takes is for 1, 2, maybe 3 incidences for the whole snowball to just keep going. If the cops can't stop gang violence, you think they're going to stop a racial war? You think they're going to step in front of MS-13 going up against Bloods? And you think that's going to happen? Really? They don't step in now. You think they're going to step in then? especially if the gang members from another country are who they want here. No, they're going to let you get killed. I don't like saying what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it. They don't think that Planned Parenthood is working fast enough. They don't. They don't think diabetes is working fast enough either, and they still don't think that gang violence is working fast enough to wipe you out. And they will put a little pandering Negro in front of you and call him a mayor because he came from where you came from, and you think he got your back. And he gonna turn tail on you and leave you to the wolves. At some point, you gotta wake up. You gotta see what they're trying to do. And it's always the same party. Every time. The methods haven't changed. Fear tactics and eradication. Now it's the eradication phase. First, they put you in a position where you have to depend on them. Okay. And you decide to stay there, so you depend on them. Then they come and tell you, well, we can only do so much for you. Then they turn around and say, you know what? You're starting to leave the plantation a little too often. We need to get a whole new nucleus of people that will follow what we say. In comes the illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant comes in, gets the money, gets the house, gets the preferences. You get mad, or at least some of you do, and you act out on it. Now remember, the people that are coming across, as you saw in the video we did some time ago, are all grown men. No children among them, or at least very few. Hardly any females. You think they're just regular blue-collar workers coming over here? Trust and believe me that Mexico has enough cartels to go around and to share with the rest of the world. And they're coming. So now you have black gangs and cartel members. I know y'all are bad. Look, I understand that gang members do all kinds of crazy stuff. I get it. You shoot people and you do all this stuff. I have bad news for you. You have a massive gap between what you do and what cartels will do. I'm just letting you know that the cartels have no pause button, they have no off button, and they have no conscience. They don't have a single care if you're with your kid, if it's your kid, or if your mama around, if they don't care. So again, when people try to tell you, look out, maybe you should look out. I don't think you should wait until a freight train smacks you to understand that you're standing on the tracks. Maybe look down, listen, see the stinking train coming, and get off the damn track. You got 50 people behind you telling you there's a train coming, and you standing there saying, ain't no train coming, you're just trying to get me off the track. I like this spot, I'm staying right. And then your family get mad because you got ran over by a train. Fool, you stood there. We tried telling you. This is going to get worse. And that clown of a mayor that y'all think is on your side is leading you straight to the slaughterhouse. And he's laughing the whole way. Just look at his face when he talks about you. There is no concern there. There's no care there. The man don't give a damn about you. He's getting his pocket lined by letting all these immigrants in. He's more than happy to do it too, because he's the genuine. You want to know what a sellout looks like? Mayor Johnson. You want to know what a real sellout looks like? Beetlejuice. Those are the sellouts and the real coons. That's them. And you praise them. They're the same ones that when you try to leave the plantation, they will come after you with dogs and guns to bring you right back to the plantation to get you in all kinds of hot water. Stop giving them your energy. We're trying to say this to you in order to save you. Because what's coming will not be avoidable if you don't do something now. If there is even a remote chance in your heart that there's some sort of a space where you care about the future generations of Chicago, the children, your mom, your sister, somebody who's defenseless, if you care, do something. Get that fool out of there. Recall him something. Because I'm telling you now, if you don't do something before the year is over, you're going to see the kind of war that Afghanistan has seen, that Israel is seeing, that Palestine is seeing, but it's going to be relegated to your backyard and there'll be no one safe. Wake up.